welcome to Queer in Theology or Queer in Theology. This is your host, Pastor Arthur, and we are going to discuss about the interfaith movement. God is in all and for all. Thank you so much for joining us today. And we are going to be having a section where we'll be dealing with interfaith people. And we are an interfaith channel. We are an interfaith organization. And what we mean by interfaith is we encourage cooperation with other faiths other than Christian faith. My background is Christian, and I have had a history of cooperating, of trying Islam, and I was also atheist one time, but I still remained in the Christian, and I've come back in the Christian mold, and I had to go through that because of my lifestyle, being gay. I couldn't reconcile Christianity with my sexuality, and I was filled with so many questions. And I used to wonder to myself, what is wrong with me? Am I sinning? You see, the concept of sin really dogged me down. And I just thought, no, let me just leave the faith. It's until I got to realize, no, faith has its positive effects. And one of the positive effects about faith, it makes you a very peaceful person with yourself and with people of faith, even though you may have disagreements about things to do with sexuality and other views, religious views, and all of that. So then I came to realize that, okay, I can be a person of faith, but it doesn't mean I cannot be a scientific person. And when you are a scientific person, you get to understand sexuality, that homosexuality is natural and it's not a sin. It's not bad. And that's what people are saying. You know, most of the homophobes in religious circles, they call it sin. But why do you call something sinful when it is natural and it is known to give pleasure? Because sexual pleasure is not bad in its sense. Secondly, I'm a progressive. I am not a conservative or a retrograde whereby, I stick to the past way of life and views of life. And because we are there's this movement in religion called the Reform movement. Reform Judaism, Reform Christianity, where people are focusing on reforming their religions using science. So I said, no, let me combine science with my faith. And I'm very happy with what it is. And I'm reading science, but I'm also merging it with a bit of faith. And I understand atheists, I understand all these people, and because I was an atheist before, so I know what atheism is all about. So then the other thing I've come to learn is we should not be exclusive in faith. The Christian faith is filled with a lot of exclusiveness, and not only Christianity, even Islam. Sometimes Islam is also exclusive because of the fact that people don't understand sects. It is human nature to be antagonistic to a different sect, but it is also human capacity or human ability to cooperate with a different sect. It is a sign of high intelligence in the human animals we are, to kind of cooperate with people who do not agree with us or people of a different sect. Even racism, to have interracial relations is just a sign of high intellectual capacity to relate with someone who is different from you, because naturally people do not friend those who are not of their kind. It is natural. Even look in the animal kingdom, you won't find a bee going to mate a mosquito. It's because homogeneity is more natural than heterogeneity. And so when you find humans have the advantage of being heterogeneous, and so are domestic animals. Domestic animals tend to be heterogeneous in their relationships with people. So even racially, when you find a black person relating with a white person or with an Asian, you understand that these people are not, they're beyond the being restricted to homogeneity. And so that's the advantage of being a high intellectual mind. That's why we are saying we are progressive. We need to progress in intellectualism day by day, getting better and better and better. And you'll find there will be less wars in the 21st century than there were in the 20th century because of that progress. So we welcome you. And in this interfaith section, we're going to look at every religion, every myth, every faith in the world, and we'll try and summarize them for you to understand. Every denomination, every sect, for you to understand. So welcome, sit back and enjoy, understanding that God is in all of us and is for all of us, despite our diversity of faiths.